con esta chayita de buen remedio de mi altar mayor, ofrezco esta medicina y estos encantos, calicantos y sombras de mis artes maestras, de mi ajuar curandero, de mi alma, de mi cuerpo y de mi visión como camasquero curandero. Welcome, my beloved shining ones, my sacred shamanic beauty walkers, touched by the grace, the gratitude, and generosity of what it means to be a shining one upon earth. As you well know, the upcoming total solar eclipse is the first time in recorded history in which that divine visitor from the above that is tasked with teaching humankind the virtues of humility, of patience, and of wonderment for all total solar eclipses do just that by their suspension of all activity in that dark shunyata, like darkness and obscuration of light, in that empty fullness that is cast upon the living world, in that time of death and return to the darkened womb of our beginnings. These are all visceral experiences that our original shamanic cultures from time immemorial venerated and performed rituals in preparation as well as in harnessing and amplifying the impact of such an experience in terms of serving their communities and tribal nations. As such, as Pachacuti Mesa carriers initiated into the great work, and even if you are not a practicing Mesa carrier, just the simple fact that you are watching this offering of word and of ceremonial intention opens you to the possibility of being a participant in the great turning that is coming about, which synchronistically also originates in that northwestern Pacific oceanic depth, which is the northwesternmost border of the ancient continent of Lemuria, still visible by the Marshall Islands, Hawaiian Islands, and Aleutian Islands. And as it crosses over the continental United States, as you could see from the illustration that is in front of me, passing from northwest to southeast, replicating that prophetic inclination that aligns the Earth's axis to the galactic center that many of you are familiar with, La Ruta de Viracocha, finds its culmination in the oceanic depths of the Atlantic Ocean, of which the Cape Verde Islands, or Cabo Verde, the Canary, and some of the Azores still can be visible that once constituted the great continent of Atlantis. So, not only on a personal level is this eclipse an extraordinary opportunity, a blessing that will allow us to purify from the moment that it begins, which will be not those 2 hours and 30-minute period of time that is attributed to its actual passing on August 21st, yet it begins, its powers begin to influence us tomorrow, Monday, August 7th, during the full moon. And drawing forth from that fullness into its next phase of new moon, which coincidentally or not occurs on Monday, August 21st, the day of the total solar eclipse. Let us not underestimate that extraordinary parallax, that extraordinary fusion of beginning and of end as the eternal perfection of the present moment, that at that day recalibrates our entire purpose as a human species and as an individual soul. This is the wisdom known to our ancestral peoples as to how to best enter into sacred relationship with these cosmic events. For our practical purposes as Pachacuti Mesa carriers and universal shamans and ultimately shining ones, right? Kanchak Hokniyuk, those that are donning the vestment of light, the garment of light. The ones initiated into the great work, who understand what it means to be a child of sun and moon, who is a two-legged, dedicated to the beautification of one's blessed experience with the gift of life as a 7-generation legacy to our planet and beyond. You're all part of this great turning. You're all part of the fulfillment of the Taripaypacha prophecy, the era of re-encounter among all peoples, where we shall sit in peaceful celebration of our common unity, our community as a global species at the table of the Pachayachachik, the great world teacher, and break bread together, nourishing our bodies. For the total solar eclipse is significant not only in restoring consciousness of Lemurian and Atlantean origins of our traditional peoples from the Americas, yet also it is a time of reconciliation that requires a death, a darkening, a nigredo in the alchemical sense, so we may emerge as light, as loving light on the planet. Therefore, wherever you happen to be on that destined day, make sure you've lightened your load. Make sure you have cleared the baggage from your life. Start tomorrow, Monday, August 7th, and give away all extraneous matter, all unnecessary impedimenta. Things that you will never use, give to those who can use them. Foods that make you sluggish, that drag you down, discontinue from consuming them. Begin your purging, your purification. Peel the onion skins. Get to the core. So on that day in which there is no light of the sun on earth, where there is a state of shamanic suspended animation, SSA, where the power of homeostasis, of perfect equilibrium, is made manifest by the blessing of the moon's obscuration of the light of the sun. In that space of perfect, balanced harmonization, at all scales of phenomena, from the subatomic to the cosmic, there is a stopping, there is a quieting, there is the equivalent of being gifted a blank rune. At that moment, hold enthroned in your mind your most elevated, most exquisite aspirations as a soul on this planet. Crystallize what you've enthroned in your mind as a feeling in your heart, and hold it, dream it into your future, and release it without attachment to outcome. All of these medicines, both personal and planetary, taking place during this extraordinary time of passage without light of the sun, for the soul of humankind to reawaken to its beauty, its perfection, and its loving essence shall be made manifest. Enjoy the ride, my beloveds.